standing over here so you can see the screen. What I'm going to present tonight is not really art yet, but it is an emerging vision. I am kind of a Jill of all trades, and one of my things that I really love and admire and hope to create is architecture. My undergraduate degree is interior architecture, and I've been obsessed, I can say that, literally obsessed with designing my own tiny house that I can build myself as a sculpture, as a piece of art, but also as a piece of design. And for me, those two are interconnected. So what I'm going to present tonight is kind of where I'm headed with that right now. My initial plans, and this has been for the past 3 weeks now, have been to build a yurt. And I don't know if anybody knows what a yurt is, but it's a fabric walled structure, has a lattice work framework, so you use wood as the framework. This is kind of the design I came up with that. And the reason I was doing that is because I was thinking I wanted something movable. I don't know why, because I'm pretty rooted where I am right now. For those of you who don't know, I live in West Virginia. I travel here once a month for business and to be at Creativa. So 4.5 hours drive. So, but the problems with the yurt is, one, you have fabric, and fabric wears out pretty easily. I mean, the most you can get out of a cotton fabric is about 15 years with the sun. So I've moved on from there. I mean, yurts are really beautiful structures. They originated in Mongolia with the nomadic people there, and they're designed to be movable. They're designed, it's a round structure, and here you can see the framework. This is a Mongolian yurt. It's called a gur in Mongolia. Modern yurts are more durable, and you usually put them on a platform. And there's a lot of companies that make them and all that stuff. But like I said, the fabric is an issue. Plus, you have to cut down trees to make them. And I'm about sustainable architecture. So I was trying also to build it cheaply and something I can do myself. So I moved on to the earth bags. These are some photos of yurts. The video I showed, that's a Nader Kali. He has developed this, he's actually dead now, but in his career he developed kind of a modification of adobe structures. And it's called super adobe, or it's also earth bag architecture. And what it is it's basically a rammed earth technology where you take literally dirt and you pack it into polypropylene bags, which are usually recycled feed sacks. Or he also developed just basically a continuous tube. And you pack the dirt in, you put it in the bag, and you tamp it down. In between the layers, you put barbed wire so that it keeps from slipping. And here you can see the structure. This is with the long bags. But it's literally dirt cheap, okay? All you have to buy is the bags and so a few pieces of equipment. And you have to make some forms this is more the barbed wire. You have to make forms to make your doorways and your windows. And it's a classic arch technology. So, your forms fit together in an arch, and that keeps from compressing. It's one of the strongest building technologies you can have, and it's thousands of years old. Incorporated into that, this is actually an earthship architecture, which is another thing, but it's closely related. You can incorporate things like recycled bottles to make this kind of light structure. You combine that with cob, which is another material I'm not going to talk about right now. But you can create some really beautiful spaces with the bottles, which is something I plan to incorporate into my design. You can also make benches, fireplaces, all kinds of furniture basically out of this technology. You can also do really decorative stuff with the materials you use you build the structure out of the adobe earth bags, and then you cover it with some material to protect the bags because the bags will degrade with sunlight. So that brings in this, and this is really why I switched from a yurt to this technology, because before I was trying to figure out, earth bags are great for thermal mass, and thermal mass is where it takes on the heat and releases it back into the environment. Not great for insulation though, because you're constantly losing the heat. So I was, in West Virginia you have a diverse climate, so you have cold winters, and you have, mild spring and fall, and you have a hot summer. In the desert, the thermal mass is all you really need. But, so I found this technology. This is a chicken coop made out of magnesium oxide cement, which is 10 times stronger than Portland cement, takes up less material, less energy to make the product, and this structure is literally made out of burlap sacks on a wire frame, and then the magnesium oxide, and it's 10 times stronger than Portland cement. So that combined with the earth bags will make a structure that is virtually indestructible. This is a guy named Michael Collins. He's basically a landscape architect. And all that fence, the doors are made out of magnesium oxide and the burlap. And he also uses a fishing net. So he also makes furniture and fireplaces out of it. That's the chicken coop again. So with the two together, like I said, they're virtually indestructible. Fire resistant, water resistant, earthquake, tornado, I mean everything, okay? So this is like, in my opinion, one of the best materials to use in the future for poor communities, or people who don't have a lot of money for housing. All you need is a piece of land and some dirt, and some bags. So it's really inexpensive technology that can be used all over the world with a few modifications. And one of the modifications you can do, and this is what I would do, is you can split the bags in half with a seam, and you can put an insulative layer on one side of the bag and the thermal mass on the other. And things you can use are like recycled rice hulls, which is a byproduct of agriculture, pumice, I forget some of the other ones, but basically it's also really cheap. This is a fireplace made with magnesium oxide cement. This is just a really pretty picture of a, I forget what this is called, reciprocal roof is what it's called. This is another earth bag. You can do straight walls with earth bag. I'm going to do a round structure just because I think the environment of a round structure would be really amazing. These are planting beds on magnesium. So these are just images. I have a minute, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so other design considerations. I want to be off the grid, so my water supply is going to be either well or cistern. I'm not sure how that's, it depends on the land. And rain collection from the roof. Electricity for wind and solar. For heat, a rocket stove, which is a wood-burning stove, but it's a lot more efficient than traditional stoves. Flooring is earthen floors with cob. And then I want to do a garden, like a courtyard kind of thing, around the structure with flower beds and just kind of all that. And then this is the really cool part about this project, is the way I'm going to fund it. Because I don't make much money. I'm an artist and basically have my own small business. And so because I see it as a art project, I want to fund it through art. So my plan is to do 100 small paintings, 16 by 16, for $100 each. That's $10,000, and then do some smaller drawings to get a little more extra money and also lower price point. And so it's, and as I do it, I'm going to videotape it all and basically make it a YouTube series of the project. And so it's a big art project basically. It's a big sculpted house. So next month I'm going to bring some drawings of my design, and I'm going to bring some paintings for sale. Not that, maybe someone will want to buy one here, or just to bring my art again. So anyway, that's it.